Alright guys, this is going to be my April update, May update. So yeah, I think I did the last one was towards the end of March. So this is the one for April. So I'm doing a John Moore. I've got a cup of coffee. There you go. I've got no chocolate. That's the dead side. But hey ho. Anyway, right. What you've got in front of you now is my entry to the Operation Torch group build, which is run by John Moore, and I did the Tamiya long range desert group command car with the figures that come with it, with their master box figures, and that's it. I've got the, as you see there, the long range desert group cat badge, and to be fair, it's come out really well. The figures are lovely. I'd say they're my best figures that I've ever done for now. The actual build, I loved it. The build was stunning. Nice build. It's Tamiya, so it's going to be a nice build, but it was a lovely build, and the paint went on nice, and it was just, everything was nice. So that's one that I've got finished at the moment. So that's my entry to the Operation Torch group build, which is now the group bar isn't finished, but that's my entry. It's all finished and done. So that's what I've got done so far this update. I'll show you some of the builds that I've got going. I'll just move this out the way, and then I'll show you what else I've got on the go. Okay, what I've got on the bench next is another group build that I'm taking part in, which is the Say Cheese group build, which runs from the 1st of April till the 1st of November. It's run by Jens and Felis. Oh dear, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I can't pronounce this surname either, which is really bad of me, but I'm sorry. Jens, which is non-prolific 135 model builder. It's their group build anyway. I'm just digging a big hole for myself. So anyway, basically it's it says it here, Say Cheese. What I'm doing is that, the two figures there, because liberation, whenever someone's liberated, the women are jumping all over. There's photos everywhere of the soldiers kissing the local ladies, and the local ladies kissing the soldiers and that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I know everybody else is doing big builds, but I want to take part, and I haven't got the time with everything else that I've got going on to build, you know. So I just thought I'd take part, but I'm going to do this. It helps me practice my figure painting as well. So that's where I've got with them at the moment. I've basically got a painter's gun. And his uniform's done, weathered, painted. I haven't actually weathered them, but you don't really. Yeah. So the gun's got to be painted now. She's almost done. Bit of dry brushing on the skirt. I'm finding it quite difficult with the white. White is a very difficult colour to work with. I find. I mean, basically, what I did with the top. Is I painted it in. Do you know what? I've had to clear up. I painted it in Vallejo model colour, but I used the off-white rather than using the stark, white. matte white. So I used off-white, but then what I did was I dry brushed it with the normal white, and it's just picked up the highlights. You won't see it on the camera. The camera won't do it justice, but it doesn't look too bad. You know, you've got the darker bits in the of the off-white in the creases, and it's sort of just about where it works. But I find that the white is quite a difficult colour to work with. I don't know if anybody else has the same problem, but I just think it's a bit awkward to figure that out. I mean, the red skirt I did with a colour that I got. It's not red. It's, excuse me a minute, I can't pronounce it. It's a Games Workshop paint. Was Dracra red. So I basically based it with that, base coated it with that, and then dry brushed it with just some normal model colour red. Same effect again. You've got the dark and the night reds picking up the creases, which it's effective, but I don't think you're going to see on the camera. And the base is a little resin base that I picked up, so I'm going to have those two stood on that, you know, like that. You imagine, anyway. And the reason people say I've put these in a strange place, I have, but there's a little gap there, and she's got the same where you join them together. So rather than drilling holes in the feet, I just did it there, which isn't going to be seen. So yeah, so that's the strange reason why I've put those there. So that is my entry into the Say Cheese group build. I'm just going to zoom back out again. I think. Oh, I'm fully white out. That's right. I'm going to have a drink. Oh, I just thought I'd show you this as well while I'm at it. I think it's going to come out here. I had a little gift off the wife. A Band of Brothers mug, and if you can see that, so she's actually got me two. So this is the one she's got me. Next time I do an update video, I'll try and remember to have a cup of coffee, and I'll show you the mug. Both Band of Brothers mugs. Oh, excuse me. So that's yeah, my lovely Band of Brothers thing. Right, the next thing that I've got on the go as well. So like I said, I had all this time off work, and I've started loads and cracked on with loads. So I'm building the Trumpeter SAM-6 anti-aircraft missile. Yeah, anti-aircraft missile. I'll just move the bits out and I'll show you the box art. Excuse me. So, are you going to see that? No. I'm going to just see if I can adjust my camera for a second. There you go. So that's another project I've got on the go at the moment. I'm in the process of building that. Basically because I started this basically because I've just finished the torch group build. Started the figures on that for the pointing over there, you don't want to point that, on the Say Cheese, and I just thought this would be a bit different, so I've started building this basically for myself. There's no group builds, just why not. So yeah, so I'll just turn that back around now. So I've done the wheels and the tracks. They've all been gloss coated and had a pin wash. I've been using this, the panel line accent colour from Tamiya. When I first bought that, I didn't like it, or I didn't like it. I couldn't use it. I couldn't figure out how to use it properly. But obviously, I'm getting better. So yeah, so I've pin washed underneath there. The tracks were all length and length. put them on. So that's the underside done. It needs a matte coat and everything else. And this has had the gloss coat, the detail painted. It's had a pin wash. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, with the missiles, I haven't painted them yet. That's the next part to do, doing it in sections. But I'm playing with the idea of trying to have one of these. So it's, oh, I've got my big bloody fingers in the way. So it's firing, yeah. So I've been playing, or trying to. At the moment, I've come up with that. But then I've got lots of comments. I mean, the first one, which is gone now, but it looked like a carrot. And this one looks like a chip. I've had them all. I've had all the comments. And the idea was it goes in there and it's firing up there. I've got lots of. I've been given lots of ideas to try. Me and Switcher were having a conversation via YouTube. Comments, and he's given me a good idea to try. But I've also had a lot of comments about using LEDs. I didn't want to go down that route because it just seemed, to me, it seemed quite complicated. But actually looking into it, I was speaking to a friend of mine who's an electrician, and he said, "Nah, it's easy." So I might put this one on hold for a bit, and then when I've got not this, this payday or the next payday, I'm going to possibly get this stuff to put the LED in it, and I might can have a go at using, see if I can get it to look good with an LED, because you know the idea is good. I just got to figure out how to display it properly. So that's that. There's nothing to report on my Band of Brothers build at the moment. Nothing's happened at that, apart from the fact that the base that I showed you in my last update is broken. I made the mistake of not putting I got that foam, insulating foam stuff, and I cut it, moulded it to shape and everything, you know, carved it to shape and everything else. Then I PVA'd it, and then I covered it with the filler and everything else, let it to dry, and it warped because I didn't put it on a bit of backing board to strengthen it up. And then when I tried to unwarp it, it snapped. So scrap that. So base 2, I started last week. I've managed to get it glued. Was it last week or the week before? Week before, I think. Well, I can't remember now. Or it might have been during the week. I lost my track of time. Anyway, I managed to get another bit cut. I've put on a bit of backing board and I've managed to get it glued on. But then the weather changed again for a bit. The sun's gone a bit, so I'm going to wait because I've got to square it off now. But I can't do that because I have to cut it outside. So that's on hold. That's not on hold, but I'm still waiting to be able to get outside to get it done. So that's where that is. So that's the SAM, that. Right, purchases this month. Well, because last month was my birthday and I made quite a lot of purchases last month for March, this month's purchases consist basically of the set of figures. Soviet Tank Crew from Trumpeter. I bought these mainly to go with the SAM-6, but if I have the SAM-6 firing, then obviously these won't be needed, because obviously they're not going to be still around while it's firing. They're going to be inside it or wherever they go, whatever they do. But yeah, so that's, bought them to go with that. But if not, I'll have to go and buy a Russian tank for them to go into when I. So, but that's my purchases on them. They're not a bad looking figure, to be fair. and I haven't done talking about the bag, but the actual sprues, they look lovely. Nice, crisp detail on them is really nice. I mean, I looked at them, oh, the heads look really small, but the helmets, or I don't know if we call them helmets or what, they look a bit softly helmets, but the things there anyway, they're separate, and then so will all the guns and everything else. So it's quite nice looking. Where are we? 13, 14 minutes. Right, so that's my purchases. Another quick drink of my coffee. Right, the last thing is now one of my videos from a couple of months back. I made a video of my entry for the Steve Mottram Gulf War group build, and I said I was going to build. Just adjust my camera again. Hang on. I was going to build this, the Cleaning House Iraq vignette from Verlinden, but I've since had a change of heart. I have put there is a video gone out, but as it's an update, I'm just showing you in case someone just didn't see that one. So I'm not building that one now for the group build. Instead, I'm building this. Just the camera again. I'm building the M1A1 Abrams Iraq 2003. I've had this in my stash for ages, and I just thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to build that. I haven't built no armour not actual armour for a while, so building that. I'm not going to get it all out because that's on the video that I've made, but it's got rubber band tracks, and I'm not a massive fan of rubber band tracks, so as a glutton for punishment, I'm using the M1A1 Bronco tracks, workable track link set. I may regret it, but I haven't with the others, and I've enjoyed building the others, so we'll see. So I'm adding the tracks, and then I'm also adding the US soldiers roadblock with US soldiers. I'm going to build a little base for it, having the roadblock with the tank sat, you know, that kind of thing, with the tank sat somewhere with that. But I've also now ordered another set of figures to go with this. I've ordered the tank crew from Masterbox with some local, it's the ones, would you like a Snicker, where they're giving the local kids a Snickers, and there's a couple of local figures to go with it, so making the whole kind of scene. And that's going to be my entry for the Steve Mottram Gulf War group build, which starts today, 28th of April, and ends on the 31st of December, so plenty of time. So yeah, so that's my build, what I'm building for that. I actually think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I bought this reproduction airborne badge for the Rebranded Brothers build, but apart from that, I think that's everything. Yep. So yeah, so I'm not going to waffle anymore. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be, I bet you it's what, 20 minutes. So, and that's it. So anyway, guys, have a bank holiday weekend. Isn't it? I've just remembered. Have a good bank holiday weekend if you're in the UK. If not, have a good weekend wherever you are. Stick plenty of plastic, so have fun. Catch you later, guys. Ta-da.